All right, Tay, what is going on with the Carolina Panthers? First off, welcome to Speak True Sports. I'm Bert. I'm joined by Tay. Tay, tell me what the heck has happened to him? Because our last video on the Carolina Panthers, they were 3-0. We were like, this looks like a good team. They could make a run. They lost 4 straight games since we made that video. Of course they did. What's going on? Because, all right, wait. Let me go over their losses real quick. So they lost to the Cowboys in a somewhat close game. They lost to the Eagles in a close game. They lost to the Vikings in overtime. And then they just got blown out by the New York Giants. What is this?
Let me just say one thing. You lose 3 out of your 4 games to NFC East teams. At that, a division where only one team is thriving is the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
Just scrap it. I'm sorry. Listen, we overhyped this team. We were so in love with the early success of this team. I mean, it always happens like this. There's always that one team where they just come out and they're clicking, and they take that one loss and it destroys their confidence. Yep. This is the Carolina Panthers. Yeah. They lost to the Cowboys in a game. Honestly, I don't even think they were even capable of winning that game. I didn't have them winning that game. Maybe I did. I'm not sure. I had to go back and look. But just watching that game, I knew the first drive didn't even have a chance. The Cowboys are honestly, they're really talented this year. They're doing really good. Close with garbage time. Yeah, and Dak Prescott is doing really good. But mind you that you lost to the Eagles. You really lost to the Eagles. Yeah. And at that, you had a battle. How are you battling with the Eagles? You guys are supposed to be you guys are so talented. There's so much talent on this team that there's no way you guys should be battling with the Eagles. Then you have a battle with Minnesota. You guys are, on paper, you guys are way better than Minnesota. I understand that Minnesota has Dalvin Cook, they have Thielen, they have Jefferson, Conklin's, he's been stepping up, but I mean, come on. That defense looks so great on paper that there's no way that you guys could not stop that Minnesota offense from scoring 34 points. At that, you guys battled into overtime with the Minnesota Vikings.
Wait. Before you finish, let me tell you something. In this 4-game losing streak, you know how many picks Sam Darnold has thrown?
I believe he's thrown 5, right?
7.
Jesus. Sam Darnold. I was praising you, man. You let me down. Listen, I really believe that it was the Jets. I really believed it was the Jets. I'm not believing that anymore. It's just Sam Darnold. That's all it is. Sam Darnold is just not as good as everybody wanted him to be. I was rooting for him. I really wanted Sam Darnold to succeed, but I mean, this guy got subbed out in the third quarter against the New York Giants.
For PJ Walker,
Houston MVP, Houston Roughneck, XFL legend. You got subbed out for this guy because you wouldn't even give your team a chance to compete.
Yeah.
Well, I mean that's just so demoralizing to the team. No wonder why they gave up. You see it, they gave up in the third quarter. No wonder why they gave up.
Yeah.
I mean, if your starting quarterback can't even get the ball moving downfield against this New York Giants defense who has done nothing all year, I mean, what is going on? Matt Rule, is it you? There's some rumors you're talking about leaving. Is it you? Are you the problem? Is the team picking up on your energy a little bit? Are you not giving them the positive feedback that they need when they're going down? What's going on?
I'm not gonna lie. Those rumors were I think they're a result of what's going on right now. Like the second they lost 4 in a row, I'm sure Matt Rule's just fed up with what's going on.
And he's like, I want to go back.
And that's not what good coaches do. And that's not what good franchises do. They don't hire these kind of guys.
No.
Panthers got to make a change coaching wise. The rumors that he wants to leave to go coach college football. Come on.
Again. Mike Tomlin just took that comment that he was going to leave to go to USC as disrespect.
Yeah.
But this guy is going, oh yeah, I think I need to go back. How are you going to just degrade yourself?
And you know what? How you lose them is how you get them. because they got him basically the same way from Baylor.
Baylor,
right? Yeah. They got him basically. He did them dirty. Now he might do the Panthers dirty, but just leaving and going to college.
Yeah. I want to say that this offense looks really different without Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah.
And that being said, is really sad because there's so many weapons other than Christian McCaffrey on this offense that when one guy like that goes down, you just see the effect, the huge effect that it has in the play calling, the way they run the ball, just everything they do. Is the offense has not been the same since he's been out. Yeah, man.
They can't. That's a big problem. They can't establish a good enough run game, so it forces them to pass more. The problem is if Sam Darnold passes too much, he throws picks, and then he starts trying to make up for it by going hero ball and throws more picks, and then it just becomes a giant snowball effect to where by the end of the game he'll have 2 or 3 interceptions. You'll be like, "Yo, what the heck happened?" And Sam Darnold will be like, "I was trying my best to win the game, but like, damn."
That's where he's still kind of young-minded. He kind of still makes these risky decisions and not at the best times, and they end up resulting in an interception. Do I think at this point if he'll ever get out of it? I don't know, man. I mean, what is he? Is he year 3, year 4 in?
This is year 4 right now, I think.
So he's pretty much at the end of his rookie contract. I mean, most guys at the end of their rookie contract, they're ready for that big deal.
Yeah.
At this point, Sam Darnold's not getting that big contract. And this was supposed to be his. This is your audition, pretty much. This is your audition to get paid the big bucks, and just you're watching dollars fly away. Yep. Every game, you're losing a couple million every game off that extension.
Every pick is $5 million lost.
Yeah, easily. And then every loss on top of it, because you throwing interceptions, is an extra probably 5 at that. So you 10 mil every game, and you guys lost 4 in a row. Hey. That's $40 million off your extension that you possibly could be earning, but instead you're losing it. This makes me wonder. Is Carolina are they gonna attack a quarterback in this draft? Mind you, this is not the greatest quarterback class, but at this point, they're running out of options.
Take a swing.
They gotta take a swing. I mean, they can't rely on PJ Walker. Nothing against him, but he's just not NFL ready. He doesn't have the full IQ to run a 4-quarter NFL game. This is the best of the best. Do I think PJ Walker could ever become that? It's possible, but just not right now. He's not there yet. I guess they just gotta take a swing at this point. If they don't come out and beat the Falcons, who's I mean they've looks like they're on a roll right now, but I mean if you can't come out and perform against Atlanta, then I mean there's no competing in this division at this point.
Yeah,
you're just not gonna win.
Yeah, the quarterback class in this upcoming year, it's not great, but it's basically like they're all what's it called?
They're project players.
Project, or they're like boom or bust. Like either they will be really good or they will just be bad. Like
really bad, yeah.
Like I feel like there's not gonna be a lot of middle ground for the quarterbacks in this draft. It's probably a swing worth taking at the very least to ignite the seat under Sam Darnold. Be like, you're not safe. You need to play better. I feel like this might end up going to a franchise tag with Sam Darnold or something like that. Because they're probably not gonna be able to agree to an extension. Sam Darnold's gonna want more than he's playing for right now.
Yeah,
easily. If things continue. And then the Panthers will be like, you did not win many games for us. Like, you didn't win the games we needed from you.
And I honestly,
so talent. You're right. There's some DJ Moore still there. Robbie Anderson's still there. You know what? Maybe it was Dan Arnold. Ever since they traded him, they've
lost every game since then. And I will say that he had the best connection in that passing core with Dan Arnold. Do I think that it should affect it this much? No. But if it's having that much of effect that, you know, not even a fully athletic tight end is causing you this much trouble, man, I just don't know.
I think it's obviously more McCaffrey, but
of course.
It's just funny that Dan Arnold, you know, he got traded and now Do the Jaguars have as many wins as them, or are they one less?
I believe there are one less.
That's not how anybody thought it would have gone a couple weeks ago.
Absolutely not. No way.
I guess Dan Arnold's just a winner.
No, they're two less. Jaguars only won one game.
I thought they won two.
I think they were close. They were close.
Who was the bad team that won two? That I was like, how are they two wins?
Texans?
Yeah, it was probably the Texans. No, wait, they only have one win too. Maybe I'm just tripping. I think I'm just tripping.
Possibly, yeah.
No way, it was the Giants.
The team they lost to, they got their second win to the freaking Panthers. That's where they got the second win from.
You know who else got their second win against the Panthers? The Eagles.
Yeah. And at that, two NFC East teams are they're at the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah.
Along with the Washington football team. I mean, this NFC East division it's been bad for years. Yeah. I thought maybe this division would thrive, but it's doing the complete opposite, and the Cowboys are just thriving. And I think I had the Cowboys last.
Yeah.
And my NFC East prediction, I think I had them last because I was like, I'm not believing the hype. I didn't want to believe it, but they're performing pretty well. But Panthers, I don't know, man. I don't know what to say. I'm at a loss for words because it's crazy to me that they came out so hot, and it's just like everything goes downhill. One game, if it all took was one game, and obviously this team was not mentally there, and they just didn't have the chemistry that we thought they had.
Yeah, I want to differentiate this from the Broncos because the Broncos faced like the three worst teams in the league for the first 3 weeks. So everyone kind of knew, all right, they're not really going to, this is probably a fraudulent 3-0 start. But the Panthers in week 2, they beat the Saints, who are not a bad team, and they beat the Texans, who were good until Tyrod Taylor went down. But here's the thing, right? I feel like we kind of should have seen this coming because in the very first game they played against the Jets, they were blowing them out.
Yeah.
And then right towards the end, they put their foot off the gas. The Jets came back, almost tied the game.
Mm-hmm.
That, I feel like that's probably a red flag we should have
definitely seen. Yeah.
For sure. And I feel you're right. Like there's just so many matchups they should have won and they just didn't. Look, Stephon Gilmore is going to help when he comes back for sure. They need him badly right now.
Yeah.
And Christian McCaffrey cannot get back any sooner. But my biggest worry, what's so weird is that like he was on track to play a couple weeks ago, and then they just put him on IR.
Yeah, I think something happened in practice.
I think they tried to push him back early. They got desperate because they lost a couple games, and they were like, all right, we need you back. And then they pushed him a little too hard in practice, injured something again, or re-injured his injury. And now, I mean, I think he's eligible to come back next week or the week after, but
there's no way.
Yeah, I think he's not
going to push it again. He's not going to do it. As much as they probably need him personally, he's not going to do it for himself because he just doesn't want to ruin his career.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, when is the Panthers bye week? Is it this week? No, it's let me check this. It is week 13. I could see Christian McCaffrey probably coming back around week 10 or 11. 11's against the Washington football team. Great matchup for running backs. If he does come back, I could probably see it then. And honestly, they have I'm looking at their schedule. It's not that difficult. I mean, they're going against the Falcons next. They have a horrible defense for the most part. They're going against New England. That's going to be tough, but their offense is inconsistent. They're going against Arizona. They're probably going to lose. Let's be real, to Arizona.
Yeah, that's honest.
But as we just saw, they have an exploitable secondary, and their line isn't as good as it should be. And now JJ Watt's hurt. He's done for the season. So that should be a winnable game with their talent level.
Yes, absolutely.
Washington football team's next. They should win that game. Miami Dolphins are next. They should win that game. Then they see the Falcons again. They should win that game. They see the Bills week 15, they're going to lose. Bucks week 16, they're going to lose. Saints week 17, they should win. So when we're looking at the rest of their schedule, on paper, their talent, should take them to the top of the NFC, but they just can't put it together. Matt Rule, Sam Darnold, there's a big disconnect going on. I don't know what's happening. Some locker room issues, some scheme issues.
Yeah.
Something's going on.
I don't want to fully say Joe Brady's at fault because he actually has a really good scheme.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw that Teddy Bridgewater thrived in this scheme last year, and if they can make Teddy Bridgewater look good, there's no way they can't make Sam Darnold look good. I mean, listen, I think it really just comes down to how much does this team really want it. Like I don't even think that it's really just it's coaching, but it's also just like, do the players really want it? Are the players really in it? I think the morale is so down.
Are they mentally strong enough?
That they're not mentally strong to get.
Darnold's been so bad. He got benched in the third quarter. That's got to hurt him. Like, I don't know if he mentally bounce back from that. That was
see, my thing is with that, you have to respond with a huge game.
Yes.
Because if you don't, that's going to send a message to the rest of the team like, oh, this guy's giving up. Yep. And once the quarterback gives up, I mean, it shambles from there. You can't. The quarterback essentially is probably the most important position on the field. And once your quarterback has pretty much given up on the team's just going to follow his lead.
Yep.
And this team is too talented for them to fall into the trap of Sam Darnold just being so bad.
Yeah, and I mean, if it started with the coach, if it started with Matt Rule, then that's definitely affecting Sam Darnold as well and the rest.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you're right. This is a young team, so we're gonna have to see how they respond. Because if they don't have that mentality going forward, I mean, I'm scared for their future as well, right? I mean,
yeah, absolutely.
Unless they grab some other dude in the draft somehow and just happen to hit.
I would say that I would expect Stephon Gilmore to come into this locker room and kind of just take over.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's had enough time to go in there and kind of just get a grasp of everybody yet. But I think once he's there and once they see his presence on the field, they feel his competitive presence on the field, I do think it'll give them a boost, especially that defense, because the defense is actually really good and they're really fast, just flying. Everybody's on 11 men on the ball type of football defense. But I think they're just missing somebody with that competitive drive, just giving that push. They're missing that leader on that defense, that older veteran leader. They're just giving that push. They don't really have that right now. Yeah.
Yeah, like they need someone to keep them accountable and yeah, you're right. They need a veteran voice back there. They have a lot of young players on defense. And on paper, their defense should be elite. I mean, it should be really, really good. But these past 4 weeks, I mean, besides the Eagles game, hasn't been great. I mean, I'm going to be real.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is also the problem is that Sam Darnold keeps turning the ball over and they're tired, right? They can't keep going.
They can't stay on the field forever.
Yeah.
No, I don't matter. It doesn't matter what team. If your quarterback's throwing this many interceptions, the defense is going to get tired and they're just going to get other teams are just going to start running the ball on them, wearing them down. And that's when they open up because these DBs are going to have to start coming in and make these tackles that they're going to be so tired. They're going to be making mental mistakes. They're going to see a play action. They're just going to bite. And these receivers are going to fly right past them or tight ends are going to run right past them. We've seen it happen so many times. We see it happen every week in the Kansas City defense.
Yeah, that's true.
It's just it's sad to see. Yeah, we'll talk about them soon. But I mean, it's sad to see that this team is so talented, and they're so young that they could thrive and they could easily become like the Panthers with this young talent. If they're able to get together, they could really become a competitive team in this tough division. But when you don't have the leaders, you don't have the people there that's holding them accountable. These young guys are kind of just, they're not mentally there yet. They're still trying to get used to the league. So when you don't have somebody there to give them that push to, put the fire in them to, go compete. Don't just feel sad for yourself. Go compete. Go win it back. They don't have anybody there to give that to them.
Yeah, that's all I got to say. I mean, their schedule is good. It's easy enough, in my opinion. They have a lot of good matchups. If they don't make playoffs or at least have a record above 500, if they don't at least go 9-8, I'm going to be concerned about this team for the future as well, not just for
definitely 1000%.
All right. Well, thank you all for watching. Like, subscribe, share, do all that good stuff. Leave a comment. How do you think the Panthers can fix their issues right now? We'd love to hear what you think. I've been Bert.
Tay.
We'll catch you guys next time. Thank you for watching.
See you guys.